continues to grow. Hey, I wanted to point out a couple things that happened during the show and just clarify some things as we wrap up this episode. Chris mentioned towards the very end of the podcast there, just the last couple minutes, he said that he'd been listening to me in the book. Well, you may be wondering what book he's talking about. That, of course, is the book that this podcast is named after. It's the Silent Sales Machine book. Consistently a top seller on Amazon since we dropped it on there in multiple categories. It's top 5, top 3, number 1 frequently. It's been updated 9 times. The entire community that we serve kind of grew out of that book, and Chris was listening to it because we give you the audio free when you spend a few dollars. Right now it's priced at $5 on Amazon, the Kindle version. We also give you free the audio when you buy it. So if you haven't jumped on Amazon and looked for Silent Sales Machine, or you can go to silentsalesmachine.com and grab it there as well. It'd be worth your time if you like this kind of stuff. That book has grown quite an audience for us around here, and I think you'll find some real useful information in there. Also, I wanted to remind you again, I told you at the beginning of the podcast, but once you heard how cool that story is about Mike Brown, remember the guy with the Super Bowl commercial? If you go to pickmikebrown.com, you can see the details of his story and where he is now. So you can get the latest update. And I can tell you, now that this recording has been made, that he actually did win the Super Bowl ad. That's right. If you didn't pick up on that from my introduction, he won a Super Bowl ad and he didn't spend a dime on the exposure. And yes, his business is exploding. He's going to be at our next live event. And you can find out more about those kinds of things by getting on our mailing list and staying in the loop with our community. Go to silentjim.com to do all of that, to see show notes, to get on our mailing list, to find out more about our community. And I'll leave you with this final thought. You may know what I'm about to say, but since this is one of our first few episodes, I'm going to keep reminding you because odds are you haven't done this yet, but you really, really need to. Please, if you'd like us to make more podcast episodes, you must set aside a minute of your day. Download iTunes if you don't have it yet on any internet-connected device. Find our show, Silent Sales Machine Radio, in the podcasts and give us a review. If we get enough 5-star reviews, we will continue making these shows. If we don't get an adequate number of 5-star reviews, we will stop the show because, trust me, I am very busy managing multiple businesses, multiple partners, 5 kids, 5 dogs, and maximum amount of time possible spent with my beautiful wife. So I'm not just doing this for fun. I'm not doing it to hear my own voice. I'm doing it to make a difference. Let me give you a little quote. We'll end with this. This is something Samuel Adams said once. He said, "It does not take a majority to prevail, but rather an irate, tireless minority, keen to set brush fires of freedom in the minds of men." I think that's my job in this industry, to set brush fires of freedom everywhere I can, because the internet is the great equalizer. I don't care what color you are, how tall or short or thin or overweight or motivated or unmotivated or educated, what grades you got in college. I could care less. The internet's sitting there waiting for you. Do something with it. Be someone online. Record your voice like I am right now. Set brush fires of freedom in the hearts of men. That's what I'm called to do. Hopefully it's working. Hopefully you'll be listening to the next episode of our podcast, and I will talk to you then. This is Jim signing off. Hey, don't forget, silentjim.com. Thanks. Talk to you soon.